Virgin Mary thing.
Oh, yeah.
And discuss it with reference to television shows that went on too long because of their popularity.
Oh my God, yeah.
I heard an interview with, what's his name? Damon Lindelof, who was the showrunner and lead writer.
Not a real person.
And, no, he's a real person.
It's like a
Lindelof?
I think it's Linda Hoff, actually. But anyway, don't Google it.
Isn't that candy? Isn't that like a bonbon you buy at Christmas?
No. Shush.
Lint.
It's a person. Anyway, this person wrote, Lost, and they were talking about the idea that it's like, so it went totally off the rails. What happened here? And there were certain, like, he's telling stories about where it's like, well, they told us we were going to be canceled, so we just went ahead and wrote something that, like, finished it. And then when it got to the end, they were like, haha, just kidding, you got renewed. And they're like, what? We've just killed a ton of people and did all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, too bad. Turns out you're making us a lot of money. So he was talking about how that affected the way that the writing is. And like, people would give him such a hard time. And apparently the turnaround from when he wrote it to when it went
into
out
production,
was like a week or something like that. And that's a filmed situation. Never mind like an SNL or whatever, which is like a live
a film situation,
whatever.
46-page script.
Yeah.
On location.
On location.
Yeah.
Well, they all lived in Hawaii for 9 months or whatever. They just lived at the spot. Also, they had to, because you ever watch a season and you can sort of see how long they've been there because the actual actors actually get sunburnt and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
That's terrible.
they've actually been there.
Didn't the writer's strike happen in the middle of
I
last
think
season?
it did.
Yeah, Heroes was another victim of the writer's strike.
Oh,
as well,
yeah.
'cause we were talking about that. Both of those shows suffered terribly from the writer's strike.
And I think I think that's such an interesting thing, because a lot of the times people will want to say that art really gets fucked up when a lot of money happens to pour into it.
Sure.
And I don't think art being backed by money is intrinsically bad. It's just the way that people manipulate the use of that money, or they're just like, oh, well, it's not looking good, so you're going to be canceled, and then it comes back and it does those sorts of things. And that's also why I think the American Horror Story model is really cool, because it's a complete individual segments of ideas to where for that season that's what the story is going to be, and then the only thing that you're really thinking about outside of that season is how you're incorporating it into the bigger extended universe.
Yeah.
That's why I was excited when they said that Tales from the Crypt was going to come back. Because that's my style.
Wait, is there continuity in Tales of the Crypt?
No.
Oh, no, I meant in the world of the Crypt Keeper. Is there a story arc for him?
Nope.
I know that.
Yeah. Oh. Well, then why did you ask?
No, because it would be awesome if it did, is what I was... Yeah.
I think that there's a very severe problem whenever you start to write something with a lack of a cohesive story idea. Because essentially, with sitcoms and all that other stuff, you're basically just writing character sketches where it's can we put these characters in a variety of wacky situations and see what happens? But
Indeed, that's why they're all stereotypes.
yeah, because they can fit a mold of any sort of situation to where then the writers don't have to focus too much on how they're going to respond, because they know how they're going to respond because they fit into some sort of forced archetype.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just if there were more freedom to be able to create a good thing that's a cohesive storyline that has a finalized, finite endpoint, rather than just trying to put it on for as long as you can based off of where the money's coming from, whether or not you're getting renewed. I think that we would see even higher, because there's a lot of high-quality television that happens right now. There are plenty of things that are good and engaging and have a lot of depth, but I think by doing that, there would be a real entertainment renaissance.
So it's the BBC.
Other
than Doctor Who. Doctor Who is way
Doctor
too...
Who is the same thing, but in a 3-season block as opposed to 1 season.
British television is always very short seasons as well. It's 3 to 6 episodes, and that's all
and
you get.
6 years between a fucking season sometimes.
Yeah, and they're all you're gonna fucking wait. You know why? Because you're gonna wait.
Because they have better shit to do than entertain your little monkey ass right now.
Yeah, the actor needs to take a vacation a year long. He went through a lot making that first season, okay?
He has to go get paid in America because you guys all fucking made him famous.
He's got to go to all the Comic-Cons.
He needed to buy a toaster oven, and all of this money opened his options up so far. Do you know how much time it is going to take to compare all of the specs of all of those toaster oven options?
Too many.
He's on tour at the Black & Decker warehouse right now.
He found a Sears. There's apparently one still open.
It's in Montana. Very beautiful.
Wait, did Sears shut down?
Was it Sears? Yeah, was looking at going.
I
under,
believe
too,
Sears and
thought.
Roebuck was purchased by a larger
I
corporation.
mean, I would love to feel
US
something
government,
about
I think.
that, but
I just own Craftsman tools. So now I'm like,
I haven't had to buy a lawnmower, so I don't feel anything about that.
I actually think that the shows and movies that I've heard of that were the ones where I watched them and I feel most satisfied by the sort of completion of their story, where it seems like everything works together, are the ones that took longer